Teen Titans Go is widely beloved, but it's also pretty hated on, despite its popularity. It's a different take on the Titans than we've seen in the comics or in the previous animated series, one that some fans of the Teen Titans didn't really jive all that well with. Since its creation, it's gotten a hefty amount of criticism. So today we're counting down the top 10 worst Teen Titans Go characters. Now keep in mind, this list is entirely subjective. We'll be diving into the reasons that people dislike these characters, despite the fact that there's a lot of fans out there who do in fact love them. So with that in mind, let's jump in. Starting us off at number 10, Tara. No matter what the adaptation, Tara will always be a character that some fans of the Teen Titans dislike, simply because she's a villain. But just because someone is a villain doesn't mean that they suck. As far as some are concerned though, the direction that Teen Titans Go took Tara in wasn't a very good one, and it made her a lesser villain. The show has been criticized for taking Tara's character, one that usually has a lot of depth and psychological issues, and turning her into a two-dimensional asshole. To be fair, Tara was a bit of an asshole in the comics during the Judas Contract story arc, but hey, she was a complex asshole at least. Hard to top the animated series version of her though. And at number 9, Sonya Conchita Hernandez. Now if you're a fan of Silky, you probably thought that Sonya was a hilarious character. She first appeared in the episode La Larva de Amor. When Silky runs away and ends up in Mexico, he meets Sonya, who's upset at her ex-fiancé, a fellow named Carlos. She decides to use Silky to make Carlos jealous, and the two end up going to a nightclub together and dance. When Silky leaves, she cries excessively. Sure, funny, right? But let's actually break down what's going on here. This is a woman, fresh out of a committed relationship, who sees a larva creature who is the bug equivalent of an adorable small dog. And she decides, hey, why not start a relationship with him? A relationship which, by its end, Sonya has fostered feelings of attraction towards it, and thinks that Silky is her hero. That's kinda f***ed up, is it not? He's a bug. That's borderline bestiality, you guys. If that isn't enough to make you feel uncomfortable about this character, well, maybe take some time to look inside yourself and ask yourself why. Go on, I'm waiting. And at number 8, Silky. How could you dislike a character that's this darn adorable? You'd be surprised, a lot of people have many reasons why they don't like him, including our last number. In the first Teen Titans animated series, Silky was created as Larva M319 by Killer Moth. It was initially intended to be a part of an army of giant mutant moths in Killer Moth's ploy to take over Jump City. But in Teen Titans Go, he debuts in the first episode of Season 1, Legendary Sandwich, and begins a long-running gag of eating stuff and throwing up. So what do people not like about Silky? Well, he's lazy, gluttonous, and barfs in almost every episode that he's in. Some see his excessive eating as pointless, and that it doesn't really do much for the story, or isn't really all that funny. Plus, he's a bug, and bugs just don't bode well with a lot of people. Tough luck, Silky. Tough luck. Moving on to our first main protagonist on this list. Yes, there's more. We have Cyborg at number 7. Why is Cyborg on this list? Well, a lot of people aren't fans of how loud and obnoxious this version of the character is. His biggest criticism is that he's incredibly annoying, especially when paired up with Beast Boy, and that overall, he just yells too much. I mean, not the worst thing to have as a complaint against you, considering this is an animated show. That being said, he does lack some of the nuances of the character that his portrayal in the original animated show depicted, so I guess you win some, you lose some. Also, people really dislike the episode Slumber Party for his portrayal of Cyborg, and how babyish he comes off as, despite others feeling that Cyborg's fear of the dark was entirely rational. Moving on to number 6, we have Raven. There's a handful of criticisms that Raven from Teen Titans Go has gotten over the years. She's been called selfish, sadistic, temperamental, and aggressive. Others took issue with some of the things that she's been involved with in certain episodes, like Season 2's Halloween, where Raven dresses up as a pink pony, and acted like a bit of a wimp. I guess Raven digs My Little Pony now? The episode prior, titled Friendship, features a whole lot of ponies and also got a hefty amount of criticism, since most people firmly believe that Raven, in fact, does not like ponies. What are your thoughts on this pony debacle? Should Raven be allowed to like ponies? Should any of the Titans be allowed to like ponies? Should there be more ponies in comics in general? Give us a shout in those comments below. In our next spot at 5, Starfire. Starfire is often one of the most criticized members of the Teen Titans. Taking a look at her history in the comics is indicative of that, and there's even been a bit of controversy surrounding her upcoming live-action adaptation in the Titans show, set to debut on DC's subscription-based streaming service in the near future. So with all that in mind, it shouldn't be much of a surprise that some people despise the character on Teen Titans Go. I feel like everybody despises someone on Teen Titans Go. The criticism she gets for her Teen Titans Go characterization is that she's been dumbed down, and is often very clueless, much like many of her other adaptations. Others have speculated she has a fetish for monsters, and that's kinda weird. But also, I guess that is a fair reason to not like someone. In at number 4, Sticky Joe. Sticky Joe falls into the annoying category of characters. He's not by any means overly offensive unless you're homeless, and he's actually a pretty nice guy once you get past the whole stickiness of his hobo exterior. But there's a lot about him that's a little cringeworthy to some. He's an old homeless dude who lives in the disgusting mess within Beast Boy's room. Run your mind over that statement a second time. An old guy lives in Beast Boy's room in his pile of filth. It's a little odd. In the episode Hot Garbage, it was questionable whether or not he died in that mess. Also a little odd, which is just kinda gross and problematic in itself. He continues to lurk around the Teen Titans residence too, which is creepy. Once again, old man, hiding away in the home of a bunch of teenagers. Also, he says howdy way too often, which doesn't tickle a lot of viewers in the slightest. Up next, number 3, Kid Flash. Kid Flash is disliked on Teen Titans Go for being a jerk. Now, to be fair, we've gotten some really good adaptations of Kid Flash in recent years, making it easy to be harsh on this adaptation for not being up to par. Audiences have criticized him for being selfish, rude, self-centered, and he's actually been made into Robin's rival, which feels backwards considering how close they are in the comics. He's a manipulative character too. And really, are heroes supposed to be that manipulative in general? Yeah, methinks not. In our number 2 spot, Beast Boy. The way Beast Boy was portrayed in the original Teen Titans animated series has always resonated with a lot of people. He may not have been the most dynamic character in the team, but he was funny, endearing, and had a whole lot of heart. After the whole arc with Terra, fans really felt for him. It was easy to empathize. But in Teen Titans Go, many feel that he's lost the charm that his previous adaptation had. Instead, he's lazy, a total couch potato, a slob, who encourages violence rather than making peace, and is generally pretty rude to others. His dialogue tends to linger in pretty dumb territory from time to time, and he seems to care more about video games than fighting crime. Doesn't feel like much of a hero now, does it? And last but not least, or maybe totally least, in at number 1, Robin. Robin is easily the most disliked character in Teen Titans Go, and it's not difficult to hate on a subpar adaptation of Robin, really. He's an iconic character that many a fan are attached to. So what's got people fuming over his Teen Titans Go character? Well, he's not a true leader. He's way too talkative. He thinks he has total authority over his friends and the ability to punish them, yet he hasn't shown himself worthy of that authority. He values himself higher than all of the other characters. Some people have even gone as far as calling him a tyrant. Others consider him to be a conceited bully. He's arrogant and vain. He puts others down, insults them, makes insane demands of his teammates, relies on peer pressure, and overall doesn't seem to have much respect for anybody. He's just mean. And Robin's character is never supposed to be any of those things. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which characters on Teen Titans Go do you dislike the most? Are there characters from the series that you think don't deserve a spot on this list? Or ones that you think should have made the top 10? Share all your thoughts with us in those comments below. If you dug this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Teen Titan videos. Plus, don't forget to take a look at the playlist that's currently up on your screen right now. In the meantime though, thanks for watching everybody. I've been your host, Kelly Pally. I'll catch you all in the next video.